As we're now deep into the playoffs, I thought it'd be as good of a time as any to reflect on the season. In doing so, I managed to compile a list of a few players that have struggled immensely in the regular season, and the playoffs alike. In this video, we're going to go over each player's situation listed, their stats, contract, and where they could end up next. But before we do, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to my channel for more NHL-themed content. And with that, here are 3 NHL players whose teams should give up on them. When Kyle Dubas initially brought in Ryan Graves from New Jersey, the plan was that he would ultimately be Brian Dumoulin's replacement. Graves, who is the odd man out for the Devils, was looked at as the ideal partner for Chris Letang. Reason being, Graves is notoriously known for playing more of a shutdown role than anything. At 6'5", the defenseman is capable of eating minutes and moving the puck up ice. Therefore, when Dubas signed him to a 6-year deal valued at $27 million, he was gambling on Graves having an upside. Unfortunately for the Penguins, Graves didn't have the smoothest transition to his new team. Firstly, he always seemed to be out of position or turning over the puck at the worst possible times. His 2-to-1 giveaway to takeaway ratio indicates just that. Due to this fact, Graves saw his minutes gradually dwindle down as he was relegated to the third pairing. Even though yes, he did have to adjust to a brand new team and teammates, Graves seemed to get worse as the season went on. Knowing that his contract is a lengthy one, the best course of action would be to try and trade Graves while he's still relatively young. Therefore, Dubas would be more likely to find a GM that'd be willing to take on Graves in hopes that he'd bounce back. Graves, who has a 12-team no-trade list, won't be easy to trade. A couple of teams that could show interest are the Detroit Red Wings and the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Pierre-Luc Dubois saga has been a rather strange one. Firstly, he's never happy where he's at, therefore he needs a change of scenery twice within 3 years. And then, once he starts playing with his third team and gets the move, he finally wants to just quit playing altogether. What I'm getting at is, you'd almost expect a player who's happy where they're at to try and keep playing at a productive pace to stay there. As I alluded to, once he changed teams, it all went downhill from there. GM Kevin Cheveldayoff, who did have a task of trying to lock Dubois up in Winnipeg, long-term offered him an 8-year, $68 million contract. Anyways, once Dubois was added into the mix in Los Angeles, he was coming off of a pretty decent season, one in which he was close to being a point per game with 63 points in 73 games played. Now, while $8 million a season may not seem like a lot, Dubois started the 2022-23 season with the 13th highest cap hit of all centers. Just to put this into perspective, he's making the same money as Leon Draisaitl. Yes, a player who has scored over 100 points in 3 straight seasons. Sure, he's playing with Connor McDavid, and maybe that's unfair. There's also Mika Zibanejad, who has been dangerously close to being a point per game for the past 3 seasons. However, for Dubois' second year, with his big paycheck, he was only able to muster up 40 points in 82 games played. That's literally a point every other game, if we're being realistic. Here's the thing. Yes, Dubois could somehow decide to play hockey again in the near future, but his contract poses a pretty big risk, as it doesn't expire until 2031. Even though a buyout seems like the best option for GM Rob Blake, the former King recently told the media that's not happening. "We need to make him better," Blake said. He had a consistent performance over his career so far and deviated from that last year. "It's up to us to help him be more productive to us," he says. While it's noble to take responsibility for Dubois' lackluster play, according to The Athletic, it's not really the team's fault. Yes, the Kings' shooting percentage is 6.2 when Dubois is on ice, but he ranks 6th out of all forwards in creating scoring chance contributions. So this isn't the case of a player working hard behind the scenes and just not getting the scoreboard credit for it. Even though it's clear that the Kings are not moving on from their overpriced forward, it could very well come back to bite them in the end. Decided to take a quick break to remind you all to stay hydrated. Summer is almost here, and that means that you'll be needing Liquid IV more than any other time of year. Liquid IV gives you faster hydration than water alone and 3 times the electrolytes than the leading sports drink. If you'd like to support me and also get a product in return, this is the best way to go. Plus, by using my promo code AlyssaHope in all caps, you'll receive 20% off your entire order and free shipping. Simply click the link below to get started or fire up the website and plug in my code with your order. And now, back to the video. Guys, I guess it's the playoffs because yet again there's rumors about Mitch Marner being traded, as it seemed like Groundhog Day every spring for years with this current core group in Leafland, meaning that Tavares, Marner, Austin Matthews, and William Nylander haven't been able to get it done when the team needs it the most. Knowing, however, that Matthews, Nylander, and Morgan Riley are locked up long-term, the most enticing piece that GM Brad Treliving could offer up is Marner himself. Drafted 4th overall in 2015, Marner was viewed as an extremely competitive, offensively gifted forward who was relentless on the forecheck. Not only was he gifted in playmaking, but also when it came to transitional play as well. His talents were displayed in the OHL as he perfected his craft while playing for the London Knights. While he didn't exactly steal the Calder in his rookie season, Marner gradually found himself finishing higher and higher in top scoring amongst his peers. So far, Marner has produced 80 or more points on 4 different occasions, with his best season being the 2022-2023 campaign in which he fell 1 point shy of 100. Even though yes, Marner would easily get some attention on the market, the fact that he does have a full no-move clause in effect until 2025 could be an obstacle for GM Brad Treliving. However, NHL insider Elliot Friedman didn't shy away completely to the possibility that Marner could indeed be moved this offseason. ESPN's own Greg Wyszynski also gave his best guess as to how a Marner trade would look. Wyszynski said that to him, the most logical return would be former Arizona Coyote Clayton Keller. Reason being, Keller and Matthews have demonstrated chemistry on and off the ice, considering that they were once teammates and have been longtime friends. If Marner were to be moved, it would definitely have an effect on Matthews, who is close to him. However, trading for Keller would cushion the blow and give the new team in Utah a jolt as well. With a cap hit of $10.9 million until 2025, Marner wouldn't be easy to move just anywhere, meaning that the team that absorbs the remainder of his contract would have to have some substantial room on their books to do so. The Vegas Golden Knights, Edmonton Oilers, Boston Bruins, New York Rangers, Carolina Hurricanes, and Dallas Stars have all been listed as good fits for the forward. However, most of these teams logically would have to clear some space in order to land him. Knowing how dynamic of a player he can be, if he is traded, the team that receives him will be that much more lethal. In conclusion, I really feel like, unfortunately, nothing is going to happen with these 3 players we talked about, at least in the near future. They may be traded, bought out, etc. eventually, but it won't be anytime soon. If you enjoyed this video, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to my channel for more NHL-themed content. And for those of you who are already consuming my content on the regular, you can support me by joining my Patreon. With plans that start at just $1 a month, you'll be among the first to see every new video topic and to see snippets of each video before it's uploaded here. You'll also be privileged to monthly shoutouts by me and able to see hidden channel analytics. Simply click the link below to get started to get a welcome message from yours truly. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.